Now, the Auditor General's Municipal Audit Report has sounded the alarm. Sakani Maluleke warns that most municipalities owe more money than they actually have, which means they don't have enough revenue to cover their expenditure. Maluleke says these municipalities cannot continue providing services if their finances do not improve. Now, the Western Cape was the best performing province, receiving 22 clean audits. So let's unpack this even further now with reporter Monique Mortlock. Monique, good to have you back, a colleague. We're talking about the Western Cape receiving 22 clean audits, but for the three you mentioned earlier, that did not. The question now is, what impact does it and did it already have on community members who are seeking service delivery?
Yes, definitely. We're here in Beaufort West, and as you can see, it's a chilly and wet morning. And the mayor of the Central Karoo district, Gayton McKenzie, is the Patriotic Alliance's leader. He vowed that when he stepped into office, he would change things in the Karoo. And in fact, he's trying to change the Karoo into the next Dubai by bringing in various projects like a bakery opening here in Beaufort West, a tar factory opening, a solar plant, a solar power plant. And these are the various projects that the mayor is trying to bring to bring change in Beaufort West and in the Central Karoo in order to create jobs and to give us more insight. I'm going to speak to the mayor now. Mayor McKenzie, when you stepped into the office, I mean, here in Beaufort West and Laingsburg and Kanaland, those are the three municipalities that, according to the Auditor General's report, has been among the municipalities that have performed poorly when it comes to their financial health. You have a big job ahead of you. What was your plan coming in as mayor?
All right, thank you very much. You know what, it is, the Auditor General is right. We are the worst financially. There's no money here. We are in administration. This municipality is bankrupt, and it has been mismanaged over the years. My plan is very simple, to stimulate the economy. You know, everybody looks at the municipality for jobs. Look at the municipality for opportunities. What I'm trying to do is to sell this place, this destination, for investors to come. And I said, you know, I must be an example. Beaufort West councillors were the only councillors in South Africa that voted against a salary increase. And they decided they want to emulate what I stood for, because I'm not taking a salary. I am not getting mayoral vehicles, mayoral houses. I don't get any perks from the municipality. And they have now stepped into, so I want to salute them first. All the councillors of Beaufort West, they don't take a salary, they didn't vote for a salary increase. Secondly, you know, we always hear about investors. Within 70 days, I made some promises. The promises I've made were the following promises. I will eradicate bucket toilets, because I don't want to be a mayor of people using bucket toilets. That's not me. Number two, I said I'm going to fix all the derelict swimming pools. That is not in working order. I then decided to add another one, to fix all the potholes, because if you're going to invite investors, you got to make sure that they can't come here and drive over potholes. They're already negative. So we are fixing every pothole in this area. We now have opened, I look at the needs of the people. Need number one, Beaufort West, Central Karoo is stimulating the economy of Worcester by buying all the bread from Worcester. I said I should change that. I invited investors. Today we have a bakery. Central Karoo is no longer buying bread from Worcester. Second problem I saw here, the tar. Millions are being spent in George. So this economy here is stimulating the George economy by buying from George. Today we've got an asphalt plant. We are now ready to provide tar here. The third one is the brick factory, the clothing factory. Beaufort West now have their first ever clothing factory. Next week, we are starting 2 solar farms here. 2 next week. We are starting an aluminium plant. We are starting a steel plant. We are starting another asphalt plant. So what I'm saying is that we've got plans. I have not taken 1 cent from the municipality.
And Mayor, for those who might ask, how are you doing this so quickly, especially given the red tape that local governments usually have to go through? You know, those bureaucratic processes when it comes to getting tenders and so on. So for those asking, but how are you doing this so quickly? Are you following the correct channels when it comes to those governing local governments, municipalities? What do you have to say to that?
I think firstly, there's no money in this municipality to pay for anything. Let me start there. What I've done, when I came here, I then said I'm going to raise 1 million rand for the bucket toilets, for the eradication of the bucket toilets. I subsequently, through the gala dinner and through my friends, we've raised 3 million rands, which was put into a trust. The trust will then give out the financials when we are done paying for the potholes, for the tar, when we are done paying for the paint, for the pools, for the tiles and everything. So we've raised in and around 3 million rands for what we are doing. All the factories you see, all the bakeries you see here, all the brick things you see here, those are just leadership. A leader should sell the place. I have invited investors. You see, we are so used to feasibility studies and to tenders that we think the only way that you can develop anything is through the tender system. I've not done one tender. I have just invited investors. I have 45 investors that I must see between today and Wednesday. And that's how we operate. We are thinkers here. We are going to turn this into the next Dubai.
Thank you very much. That was Central Karoo District Mayor Gayton McKenzie making some big promises there, and we'll definitely be checking along with the project manager Marlon Daniels just some of those projects that Mayor McKenzie mentioned, that bakery here in Beaufort West, the tar factory, the solar power plants that's coming into online from next week onwards. And just from what I heard earlier this morning when I was doing my first live at 7, some of the residents who were listening to me, they agreed that Mayor McKenzie, since he stepped in, there's hope in this town, and people are excited about the changes that he's bringing and about more importantly, the employment opportunities that he has promised. And it's definitely something that we'll be keeping an eye on. And as Mayor McKenzie himself has invited 4 people to hold him accountable, 4 people to come and check whether everything that he's promised in stepping into the office has come to fruition.
Yeah, indeed, Monique. I mean, I also saw on social media, as soon as he posted, pictures next to, the bakery banner, people cheering him on, saying he's done so much more in the little time he's been mayor than some have in the years they have been in a government office. So we'll be sure, of course, to track some of those developments with you, Monique Mortlock, out for us in the Western Cape.